Hi, my name is Meyers, and I'm a senior here at Kickapoo High School, and ever since I was a freshman, I wanted to go into the medical field, but I wasn't sure what part of it I wanted to go into until my internship experience through Kickapoo allowed me to learn more about it. So here's my exploration of a vet. This is a quote about what a good veterinarian is. And so I show you this quote today because it represents something that I learned, which is that you're not just working with animals, you're also working with humans, and so you have to have a great personality for people to want to bring their animals to you. My internship experience was at a local veterinary hospital called Spring Valley, and I dropped out a licensed veterinarian named Dr. Skinner there. And so some of the things I got to do during my experience is I got to follow her into her patient checkups, and then I also filled prescriptions and vaccinations for the animals, and then I also got to see small procedures that she performs, such as spaying and neutering, and then I even started a commercial, but it's not being able to play today, but I'll talk more about later. And so this is a list of the things that a veterinarian does, and I got to see all of these during my experience at the hospital. And so I show you this list today because it represents something that I learned, which is that it represents something that I learned, which internships have a huge impact on us. A licensed veterinarian in the Springfield area makes around $110,000 a year, and they can see a flexible schedule depending if they work in an animal hospital, or clinic, or a shelter. And they have about 7 to 9 years of schooling ahead of them, which includes getting their degree, the license, the undergraduate and graduate programs they go through, as well as getting their license. And they have projected job growth of about 9%, and is continuing to see an increase as the need for animal diagnostic and care increases as well. Here's a picture of a patient that I met during my experience, and he had a surgery done on his stomach to remove a tumor, and so he's wearing that cone on his head to prevent him from ripping out the stitches in the tubes. Here are some other animals that I met during my experience. The ones on the far left were in the yard playing after they had been spayed and neutered that morning, and the ones on the right had been spayed and neutered as well, but were resting in the cages. So I learned that there are many pros and cons to being a vet, and some of the positive things from my experience is I learned a lot of information about what a veterinarian is, and then I also had lots of fun experiences with the vet and with our clients, and then I also got to work with animals, which is my favorite part of all. There are also some downsides to being a vet, and so which that includes seeing the last resort, which means putting the animal down, and that is actually quite common, more than I had first expected. And then I also learned lots of information that didn't interest me, such as the fact that there was little communication, in my opinion, between the vet and the vet techs, and so there's a lot of strain put on the vet techs. And then I also learned that there's a lot of homeless animals. My problem that I encountered during my experience is that there is an increase in the number of stray animals in shelters, and so it's leading to a rise in deaths, and there's low government funds and grants such as the ASPCA for these animals, and there's also no place for the animals to go. Another contributing factor to the problem is that there's not enough ways for people to know about these animals in these shelters, and there's a lack of advertising for them as well. And so a study was done by American Humane over 1,000 animal hospitals in the United States, and they found that only about 25% of dogs and 24% of cats in the shelters that they studied are being adopted, and then about 56% of dogs and 71% of cats in some of the shelters that they studied are being put down due to overcrowding. My solution to this problem is that we need to educate owners on the importance of having their animals spayed and neutered, as well as telling them the importance of having their animals wear collars and tags and getting them chipped so that way when they're lost they can be returned to their home. And then we also need to reduce the amount of litters that animals are having so that way we can keep animals in homes and off the streets, and we can reduce the amount of overcrowding and save money on animals having to be put down or captured. And so at the beginning of the year, I wanted to be a vet, and then I had my internship experience in the first quarter, and I would now like to have a more detailed focus on the career requirements ahead of me. And so without Kickapoo University, I wouldn't have even had my internship experience. And so some of the things that it did for me is it allowed me to have a more detailed focus on the career preparation. And then I also had provided educational opportunities for me that are towards my career. And then I had valuable insight into different career opportunities in the medical field. And I also had lots of communication and professional skills given to me during the course. And so the path that I choose to take is I would like to go to OTC here in Springfield using my A+ scholarship, and then I would like to go to Missouri State University here in Springfield as well to further my education. And then I wish to go to Mizzou in Columbia for my veterinary school. And so, to conclude, I would like to thank Dr. Coffey, Mrs. Armstrong and Mrs. Prater for helping me through this experience. And I would like to thank Kickapoo University for all that it did. Thank you.